Warren Zevon was an artist's artist. One of the most talented and significant singer-songwriters to emerge in the 1970s, Zevon wrote poetic but offbeat songs, often with darkly humorous and acerbic lyrics, and delivered them with a dry wit and a twisted energy few other artists could do. Throughout his career, Zevon built a devoted fan base and earned the respect of his greatest peers, including Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, and Neil Young. Trained as a classical pianist, Zevon began his musical journey with a brief stint under the tutelage of Igor Stravinsky alongside Robert Kraft. Dropping out of school at the age of 16, he left LA to New York to immerse himself in the folk scene of Greenwich Village. His first few musical gigs were composing commercial jingles and as a songwriter for other artists such as the Turtles. His first attempt at being an artist was the duo Lime and Sibylle, a short-lived folk duo that released only 3 singles. The following years consisted of session work and playing in backing bands for touring musicians, including the Everly Brothers. His first album, Wanted Dead or Alive, wasn't well received when it was released in 1970. No press, barely any reviews, and no sales. It wasn't until Zevon's self-titled album, released in 1976 and produced by his friend Jackson Browne, that he finally received attention.
I lay my head on the railroad tracks and wait for the double E. The railroad don't run no more. Poor, poor, pitiful me.
The album won glowing reviews from critics and admiration from artists including Linda Ronstadt, who covered 4 of its songs. The follow-up album, Excitable Boy, featured the smash hit Werewolves of London, which climbed the singles charts and earned Zevon a cult following that remained for his entire career.
Walking with the Queen, doing the Werewolves of London.
The real thrill for us now to introduce Warren Zevon.
For Warren Zevon, his style of songwriting set him apart from all other artists during that period. He was authentic, not bowing down to record labels or giving in for commercial success.
Well, he went down to dinner in his Sunday best. Excitable boy, they all said.
He was a massive influence on artists on the West Coast. The Eagles worked with Zevon on his first album, which includes a song about a hotel as a metaphorical prison. 3 months later, Eagles released Hotel California, a song built on that same premise. Jackson Browne found Warren's songwriting his impetus to push into topics that would be too taboo for radio play. With songs like Excitable Boy and Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, Zevon unflinchingly satirized and humanized much of humanity's flaws, joys, humor, sadness, and demons. He could balance this with more commercial hits. That is, if he wanted to have a commercial hit. He built a career of doing what he wanted to do, saying what he wanted to say, and playing what he wanted to play, regardless of the outcomes. He was a beacon for those who didn't live on the charts, those seeking fame or glory. What is more rock and roll than that? After releasing more than a dozen critically acclaimed albums, Zevon was diagnosed with an inoperable form of lung cancer in 2002.
Mama, take this badge off of me.
He spent the final months of his life completing his last album, The Wind, which featured contributions from numerous friends and admirers, including Brown, Springsteen, Emmylou Harris, Don Henley, and Tom Petty. Zevon died 2 weeks after the release of the album, which earned 2 Grammy Awards.
And I feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Do you know something about life and death that maybe I don't know? No?
Not unless I know how much you're supposed to enjoy every sandwich.
While he never achieved the level of fame and recognition he deserved, Zevon was adored by music critics, revered by his contemporaries, and deeply loved by his fans.
I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Sent lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha!
Zevon's musical legacy lives on in the work of rock and country troubadours Eddie Vedder, Jason Isbell, Amanda Shires, Taylor Goldsmith, and many others.
I'm the innocent bystander. Somehow I got stuck between the rock and the hard place, and I'm down on my luck. Yes, I'm down.